In this video, I would like to wrap up the single series by giving some insights as to why young men, or not so young, single men in the church are getting married later in life when there are so many options that are available. Single ladies. Now, once you understand what is hindering the men from getting married, then we'll find that more men will get married earlier if they deal with this issue, or as a young lady, if you know about this issue, you are able to pray more effectively so that the one who is pursuing you will actually make the decision to marry you. Now, that's a disclaimer. There are many issues that may face single men. However, in this video, I'm just dealing with one of the main issues that exist. And if you fix this issue, most likely the others may not have as strong as a input or impact on the man choosing or get married. Now, let's get into it. Once you have dealt with the one or soulmate, which I've dealt with earlier in the series, once you have dealt with that, there's something that is remaining that is hindering men seriously from getting married. And how I came to this revelation, because most men don't know that this exists. They don't know. They are totally unaware of it, and that is why it's so effective. The enemy has been subtly doing something to the men, and they're not aware of it. Because of this, they are getting married later in life. How I came to this revelation, I remember I was having this dream some time ago, and in the dream I saw a young lady that I know, and I was having thoughts about her. Should I get married to her or should I not? And different thoughts was coming to me pertaining to her. Now she left and came off the scene, and I saw another young lady, and the same thing happened again. And then she left and I saw another young lady. So it's three young ladies and the same thing happened again. I was thinking thoughts, should I get married or should I not get married? And different things was coming to my mind about them. Now, eventually I woke up from the dream and I was praying about it, giving the details to the Lord pertaining to the dream. I knew that the dream was from the enemy. How I knew? That's a difference, totally different series. But I was talking to the Lord about it, and I could not understand what it was. So I was talking to the Lord about it, telling him the details of the dream. And I was saying, God, open this up to me. What is this all about? And while speaking to the Lord, the thought just came very forcibly to me. And it was indecisiveness. And when that came to me, it was like a light bulb went off in my head and it started to make sense. It's a spirit of indecisiveness that was at work. So what was happening is it was trying to get me to be indecisive in making decisions. And it's not just for marriage, right? This spirit affects every area of your life. But for the single men, it mostly attacks when you're trying to make a choice in who to get married to. And remember, the scripture says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And let not that man think he shall receive anything of the Lord. The enemy knows this rule and he uses it against us. So what happens is that you may see a young man and he's dating 2, 3 years, this young lady, and you're wondering, can't he just make up his mind by now? But we don't realize that there's a mental battle that is going on in his head. And while he may see all the good things about her, there are seeds of doubts that the enemy is planting in his heart against the young lady. And because he doesn't realize that the spirit is there, he's not able to decipher what is going on and how to deal with it. Right? So, because the scripture says, resist the devil and he shall flee. But if you don't resist, he's going to stay there. So the young lady doesn't realize that this spirit is there and she's not able to pray against it. The young man doesn't realize it. So the thoughts that come to him, he doesn't think about it in the sense that, is this really from God? You know, this concern that is coming to me concerning this young lady, is this really legitimate? Or is it something that is just, minor? Because the enemy can take something that is minor and make it major. That's just his thing, right? When he plants seeds of doubt, trust me, and you water that seed of doubt, it grows so big that you say, "No, I can't choose to get married to this young lady." And the years go by, and you're 35, 40, and you're like, "Yo, why you don't get married?" No. But you don't realize that this is affecting the men. Because really, if most men really consider it, they choose or they have made the decision in their head that once they see the young lady, yeah, I want this one. This is the one I want. However, through the dating process, he may change his mind and say, I don't think I want that one again. Maybe her character may not be right, or I don't like her behavior, or we're not compatible, right? But men are visual creatures. So from the first time they see you, they say, listen, I want this one. However, as I said, his decision can be changed because of your behavior or something. But most of the time, many times, it changes because there's a spirit of indecisiveness that is at work in the men, and they don't realize it, and so they don't pursue or they don't go any further. This spirit, as I said, can affect every area of your life, both men and women. However, it affects the men mostly because they're the one who's going to do the pursuing. And the reason why I believe men are supposed to pursue is because men are created as visual creatures. Therefore, if a young lady treats a young man nice, do everything for him, be the nicest person to him in the world, treat him great like a king. If he's not attracted to this young lady, then all of that is just going to waste because it's based on what he sees. That's how men was actually created. We were wired that way. It's based on what we see. So if you're not attracted to this young lady, all of this doesn't make any sense, right? But if you are, the spirit of indecisiveness will come in and plant seeds of doubt about whether we should marry this person. And that is why, if you ask a young lady, who do you want as a husband? She can give the list, the detailed list of what she wants in a husband. But if you ask a young man, he maybe can give you a 1 and 2 point vague things. He doesn't really have much details as to what he really wants. And that's because the spirit is at work. So now that you know this, how does one overcome it? Well, other than praying against it, you should be praying against it. As a young man or as a young lady, if someone is pursuing you, you pray against that spirit, that it is not clothed in the mind of the young man. You bind that spirit, you cancel its assignment, you pray against it. But a practical approach is, as a young man, if you can write down the things that you desire in your wife, if you can have that list before you, what would happen is that when you see someone who actually have these criteria, you are more likely to choose that person because now you know what you're looking for. it's a lot easier for you to find what you're looking for if you know what you're looking for, right? Now, if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't know what you desire, then chances are you may very well just pass it by. That happens a lot in church. We pass, men finally decide what they wanted, and they say, wow, that person who I didn't pursue fits all the criteria that I would have wanted, but I never thought about it. And you miss out on your opportunity, right? So that is the main issue that is affecting the young men. Single men are not so young that are single in the church. So once you're able to deal with this, we're able to see more marriage happening more faster. So, as I said, there are more issues that exist, but this is one of the main issue. And if we deal with this, we'll be good. Now, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think. And share your thoughts pertaining to this series. Comment down below. The Lord bless you.